Good evening, and thank you, everyone that's going to be tuning into the show tonight. I have a lot of things to talk about. SPL demonstration, a little bit of blowing kickers over the weekend, and subsonic super chats. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. Appreciate you guys. Do not forget to enter the giveaway. Kicker.com/UMweekly. Let's get this party started.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
The subwoofer is already moving cause of corn nuts. I wish you guys could see it. Oh, it's definitely playing a lot of wasted information. Subsonic super chats. How cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tonight's going to be awesome. 90 minutes-ish.
Livin Loud Swag.
Here we go, and green team engage.
Green team.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you, Stuart. The gang is all here. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. We're going to have an awesome show. I wanted to do this topic for a very long time, and to do it on a live stream is a little bit hard, but it's what I do, and it's like, let's make it digestible. Let's learn about SPL. Let's learn how we hear bass. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. And Cornut, appreciate you, man. Gifting to the green team. That's Cornut, man.
Cornut.
He's always in there. He's hanging out with us. And, oh, would you look at that, BT? Got it going. He's got it going with 5 green team memberships. Would you look at that?
Green team.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You gotta look at it this way, okay? You just gotta look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
You guys are making it rain. I appreciate you, and I got it so the subwoofer will just keep going. Not the whole time, not all day, unless you guys keep going. Because it gets a little crazy, and Cookie Monster is literally going for a ride over there. He is having a good time. I appreciate you for the super chat and the memberships. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. And would you just look at that? We're on TikTok. Of course we're on TikTok. We're everywhere. We're a live stream channel. And appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. Oh, would you look at that? Would you just look at it, Damien? You just got to look at it. You know what I do right before I start a live stream? One, I look at it, and then I got to practice. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? Got to get it going. Appreciate you that you're here. And, man, I'm glad you're here. Would you look at that? Kyle, thank you for tuning in. William. Appreciate you, man. Mr. NGA himself. Man, awesome guy. Thank you for being here tonight. The box is tuned low and it gets windy, he says. Man, I can't wait to hear BT's L7X build. It's gonna be awesome to just, hear it in person. Yes, we're going to the Pacific Northwest. Kayla beat Annie in fantasy football. That's wasted information, sir. I don't know what you're talking about, Kyle, but thank you for being here, man. Cookie is going for a ride. I don't know if it's every $1.30, but man, it just keeps going. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for just doing what you guys do. Green and gray teams for the win for the colorblind. Hey, you never know, man. Thank you for being here, Dobby. BT was making it rain, man. He is making it rain. Randy G. Oh, man, this thing's just bouncing on me here. Randy G. Good topic, Andy. Got a 151.7 from my 3 solo X12s this weekend without tuning it too much, man. That is awesome. And the L7Xs are meant to do SPL numbers in the wasted information category. Below 40 hertz, for sure. You know what, Randy? Thanks for letting me know that. And, man, I can't wait for the other products to come, but there's so much out there already. I'm about to put an order in for the Warhorse accessories and a few other stuff. You know what I mean? What don't you want at Kicker? And, man, you guys get a chance to win a 50% off discount code by watching this show. Just enter the giveaway, kicker.com/UMweekly. Go enter, and there's 4 prizes tonight, 50% off discount code, Bullfrog100, and the like, man. The whole swag pack, everything, EB 400s, and just all the different headphone lifestyle stuff they have on the website. I think it's cool that they give back to the community, and just thank you guys for watching, man. Thank you, Randy G. Appreciate you. Mr. Mullen. Thanks for hanging out. Stuart, Tuesdays and Fridays. Absolutely, man. No other way. I was looking forward to the show just because whenever I got into car audio, I had one of those handheld SPL meters. We've all used the app, and you see it on a bunch of pages. I actually shared this in the Bass Heads on a Budget because it's pretty prevalent there. And I want people to see and understand that they technically work, right? Everyone's like, wait, what did he say? They work? And I'm going to show you exactly why. But before we get to it, I'm going to explain why your ear hears, how it hears, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, Jason 2000, Randy G. I just seen the post. Thank you for watching on TikTok, Dottie Designs. Appreciate all you guys. So the phones don't work right. Let's see here. Thank you for tuning in, Garrick. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well, man. All right. Let's see here. So before we head over there to kind of demonstrate a few things, I have 3 categories that I want to talk about. Is the first one is literally how how our ears hear. And what it comes down to is, you know, it's yes, it's physics of the sound waves and stuff, and your brain and how it perceives everything. It kind of can get, you know, complicated. How do our ears actually hear? And I don't want this to be a in-school science lesson, but in a sense, you know, everything is inside being triggered by something, and that's relaying information to your brain to understand bass, understand sound. And your ear is sensitive, just like a woofer has a resonating frequency or an enclosure has a tuning. Everything kind of has its good spot, right? And with your ears, your good spot is around 2,000 to 5,000 hertz. So with that being said, everything above that and below that is wasted information. No, I'm just kidding, but it sounded right. Your ear doesn't pick it up as easily because how your ear canal is, and I know there's like planar waves and you can get real into the stuff, but with higher frequencies and lower frequencies, your ear doesn't have as an easy time to pick it up as around 2,000 to 5,000 hertz. So let's just get down to the bass, because that's what we're talking about tonight. Thank you for tuning in, Phil. Appreciate you guys. By the way, it's just kind of harder for your ears to hear lower frequencies, and that's what we're all trying to do with bass. And when we pull out those meters, and whatever level you're at, you're trying to measure how loud something is. And when you get kind of down to it, it's like, what is a fawn and how loud is loud? And it's all kind of perception and what have you. So a lot of times when we see these meter apps or handheld devices, it's not always just it itself at fault. And I'm going to get into that when we go and do the demonstration. But to try to make it understandable right now is there are weighting factors of how that dB scale is. And that is the biggest thing you have to look at before you go anywhere else. Am I measuring with the right weighted scale? Because the weighted scale is literally the Fletcher-Munson curve. But the Fletcher-Munson curve is actually outdated. They replaced that in 2003 with ISO 2026. Yeah, ISO 226. And it's just a little bit, you know, we can actually hear those lower levels, and they tweak things, but it's still the same concept as the Fletcher-Munson curve. And I'm going to show you guys that in a second too. Thank you, Garrick. Appreciate you guys. Chad, thank you for being here. Greg, Kyle, I hope Slam is in Oklahoma or Pittsburgh. I would be fine with either one. Todd Wolf, where is Slam going to be this year? I don't know yet. We got to get Donnie on the show. I know he will be joining us, and I don't know exactly when, but I would assume whenever he joins us, he's going to have some information or already has. Don't have time for winner and giveaways, but I want to let you know that the photos of Western North Carolina need our help with a load of Swanson, North Carolina myself. Hey, I be praying, think about all you guys down there with the hurricane and what that all entails, man. Your whole life literally upside down. That's a big reason why, like, I wanted to move south at some point. Still kind of do, you know, I don't know, south, southwest, but still, you get what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to live by the coast, man, because it can be a little scary with all that. So, my heart's out to you guys. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. I like how the comments are kind of just going here, but I do want to... Bingo, Jason. Bingo! All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to jump over there. I do have my handy-dandy notebook with a bunch of notes, but we're going to try to keep this simple so the people that are watching kind of can see what I'm trying to compare with here. So, bear with me real quick here. I like starting out with the other set for some reason. It gets me in the mood. And then I can switch to this set here. There we go. All right, cool. Mullen pouring concrete. More concrete than a foundation contractor. Thank you for tuning in, Bobby. I appreciate you, man.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Appreciate that you're always here hanging out with us. I hope you're doing well, man. Dave Frost, thank you for tuning in. Hey, man, any chance you can tune my amp and sub sometime? Yeah, just give me a buzz, man. Head on over. Probably the weekend. Saturday, got Aaliyah's birthday party. Sunday, I should be free. I don't mind doing that kind of stuff just because it's not running power wire through a firewall. It's not, you know, just kind of intrusive. Just tough. So what we got over here is the L78. And why I have it over here is so that we can measure the SPL. Now, we got the SPL lab going here. And I would love to do a little comparison with Term Lab and SPL Lab and SSA Lab and all those other ones. But this is just to keep it simple here. So in the top right corner, I actually have this phone right here that has a dB meter app hooked up to it. And you can see it's kind of going all over the place, but it's picking up something, right? And this one right here, we'll get this going here just so that it doesn't have any kind of peak hold, just to see a little bit of a difference already with how these two measure. And you can tell something's off, you know, this is already at 100 and something, and this is 70. To try to keep it simple without throwing off the whole show is with the SPL Lab, with this version of the meter, it's meant literally for like under 100 hertz, give or take, bass, and over 100 dBs. And then what does that even mean? You know, with the weighting that I was talking about earlier, that's why this subject is really deep, and I'm trying to pull a little information off the top to try to explain this, guys, to you with just how SPL kind of works. And not all of it's the same because of the weighting scale of how our ears hear. So let's just turn everything on here, and then I'll see where I want to go next with everything, because I have to have the test tone software hooked up over here. Tones. All right. Let me see. Oh man, this mouse is going bonkers for some reason. 107 dB of whispers. Thank you for tuning in, Adam. Appreciate that you're here, man. I was getting a little bit of insight from Adam, man. He does a lot. I'm reading TikTok, buddy. I'm reading it. Thanks for tuning in, Hamp. I try to read as much as I can, but I am one guy trying to perform this entire show here. Thank you for tuning in, Simon. Appreciate all that you do, sir. Andy coming out with bigger amps. Coming out with bigger amps. With Kicker, you know, you never know. Me, myself, I don't feel like I'm going to be getting into any kind of speaker design quite yet. Or amplifier design. Noise floor is different between the two. That's why the phone and SPL Lab is different. Thank you, Adam. You know, I just kind of took it as well. It starts reading a little bit closer once you put some power to it, but the noise floor is exactly, that makes sense because that is like, what, the lowest that it can pick up or whatever. So, I mean, it makes sense. And this thing's going to be able to pick up 180 plus dBs. You know, that's what they usually do, you know, maybe more. Thank you, Stilo, for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I'll just turn this on here. Thank you for hanging out, Glenn. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you enter the giveaway. I'm going to drop this in here really fast. Boom. We got it? We got it. Cool. Make sure you guys go enter the giveaway, kicker.com/umweekly. All right, so trying not to get ahead of myself here, but you know, it's a tough subject here. Let me just make sure these are scrolling down. Okay, cool, because I want to be able to see this. SJC, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Winner of the Rigged Friday show for 4 years on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. And of course, we're going to be sending that Schmedium to you. All right, so let me, with this meter here, with the one that's on the screen, with the handheld device, this app actually gave me an option of changing the weighting scale. And I have a video, and I might show it after we do this demonstration here, of what A weighting in SPL kind of shows compared to the SPL Lab. And that was the first meter that I ever used. And I thought I was doing like, you know, hundreds of dB, like a little bit over 100 dB, or somebody would say, oh, I'm doing 120 dB or whatever. And the problem with that is the weighting in general before you even get to anything else. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you here tonight. But I do have a video that I'm going to show you. And I did this around when I did the Warhorse video, and I just never uploaded it. But I thought about doing this topic. I'm like, man, this is going to be cool because, I don't know, these results, I did not expect these results. With this app here on the screen, the DB Meter app, you can actually adjust the weighting scale. And that's where I kind of got into what kind of weighting scale does the SPL lab or term lab or any kind of high SPL meter use? What kind of weighting scale? And it's C weighting. And there's a lot of different ones with Z weighting, which is no weighting, meaning the weighting scale is literally lowering the amount of dBs on that said frequency because of how our ear picks it up with A weighting, or the Fletcher-Munson curve, or the ISO 226. Either way, they lower that because our ears can't hear as well at lower frequencies, higher frequencies, like I was saying earlier. So with the SPL lab and this app that actually lets me change it to C weighting, that's how they measure it for the most cases. So let's do a little run with it and see how close they can get. I appreciate you guys. We're 21 minutes in. Kyle, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Greg, and I appreciate all you guys. This was supposed to be, that's the wrong mouse. Too many mouse. Too many mice. Let's see. Thank you for tuning in, Greg. Dobby. Kyle. All right, cool. Let's roll this thing. Now, let's put, okay, this is just going, and it's got a peak hold. See how it's saying 91? I'm just going to restart that, actually. All right, so we're at 62, and when I yell, that one goes up, right? And that's because that's picking up all the frequencies. This version of the meter on the SPL, for the bass, really, isn't, and we're going to see exactly why, but still. Let's turn this peak hold on so it'll show a max. We're going to play a test tone here. Let me turn this light on. Can you guys see that subwoofer a little bit better when I have this light on? I know my lighting's kind of, you know, high contrast, so I want you guys to be able to see the subwoofer flexing. Who doesn't like to see a subwoofer flexing? Okay, cool. Yo, thank you for tuning in. Bad Customs. Green team for the win. Better late than never. Todd Wolf, Andy, I'm gonna need you to sign my Solo X when I come over. Hopefully soon, my friend and Rockstar. Love you, Todd. I can't wait to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. And thanks for being here. I got you. I'll give you the little Andy special there. Question, Andy, how much is the Term Lab package? The Term Lab, this is the SPL lab, but the Term Lab, I think for the Magnum and all the sensors you want that I have over here would be around $1,400. The SPL lab variant would be around $750, give or take. Adam could let you know on that. But yes, they're expensive. But let me tell you, I first bought one without the clamp, and then I gave that to Seth, and then I got this, and I bought this like 3-4 years ago, maybe more, and it's the best tool I have. I can set my amps with it, everything. It does amazing stuff. But either way, if you do car audio, these are cool to have. Thank you for tuning in, Matt Ritchie. If you use a wideband, I know the wideband one, or RTA for the SPL lab, is a sensor to read lower. I know for like higher frequencies, the RTA, real-time analyzer, you know, and they use that for testing your mids and highs and everything else from, you know, higher frequencies and mid-range. Absolutely. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 34 hertz because that's where I'm getting a lot of output from this box. We have, let me zoom in here a little bit for you guys. We have the meter of the phone right by the port. We're doing some port scores here, guys, outside the port, so not quite as loud. And then we got the SPL lab meter about twice the distance away, but we're still only 1.5 inches. I just put it there because that's where the phone kind of stays put, and we're giving the phone the best advantage of what we're trying to do here. and let's see what kind of numbers we can get here. We're going to do this nice and slow. All right, so we got some bass. Now, you might not see it move too much in the beginning here. As you can see, we're already at 118 dB, 120, but the phone's only saying 108. Now, as we apply more power here, 126, 116, 128, 122. So only 6 dBs away, but it's kind of linear, right? Now we're at 129 up to 126. 130.7. Ooh, we're almost hitting a 129 there. A little bit more with the wireless bass knob from NGA. We're at 132.5. This is our real-time score. That's our max, and this is the handheld meter. We're at 130. And as you can see, we're kind of maxed out on the speedometer. It's like the DeLorean. You can't really hit 88 because it only said 85. So they actually changed it for that for the movie. Now, we are going faster to hit 88 miles an hour, and we can't even tell how fast we're going. Our score is going up, but we're still at 130 on the meter, on the app. Increase the gain. More gain. 136 dB. Let's go more. 138, man, things are shaking in here. 444 watts, sorry, my logo's covering it. But 139.18, and you can see how we got stuck at 130 dB for our max. So that's one point with all this, is it was reading the SPL. Maybe a little bit off, but I'm going to get into that why with the second test. But soon as we hit that max, you can't tell if it's any louder because it doesn't go any higher than that. And that's how my handheld one is. That's how a lot of them are. And even if you can kind of get close, if you got under 130 dB system, it's not very accurate. And it has to do with the microphone in your phone. Like, you can change which microphone is picking up, but it's a diaphragm. It's like a speaker, where a speaker can only go so far, and what do they call it? Bottoming out. So what happens? Doesn't make any more bass. Can't read any more pressure. It's bottomed out. And that's the difference between a handheld phone and an SPL meter, where they don't bottom out. They work a little different. Maybe Adam could shed some light on exactly why, but that's a big thing. And another thing is, I don't know. I feel like with this, even like the higher frequencies, I was able to get a little bit closer of a number, but at 30 hertz or like below 40 hertz, it was kind of far off. 5-6 dB difference, but still pretty linear, after that point. Appreciate you guys. I know I wish we had John tonight. If I missed your question, just throw it up again. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Thank you, Ernest, for subscribing. Appreciate you, sir. He took one look at it. You know what he said. Oh, but you just look at that. Ashy. Thank you for tuning in, Ashy. Appreciate you. Don't mean to yell at you here. Any question? I'm doing an infinite baffle with my Comp VR 15s. RMS is 1500. Can I get away with 800 watts RMS, or should I go lower around 500? I mean, I usually say put the biggest amp you can on it, but sometimes too big of an amp can be a problem. Right, Nate, John? But still, with an infinite baffle, you don't need as much power. So they do say, about half the RMS in an infinite baffle setup, just because you have no acoustical spring, because there's no enclosure to slow that woofer from traveling when it's free air. And that's kind of I guess a negative in some aspect, but a positive, so you have no rear wave messing up your front wave. And that's the whole thing with IB and infinite baffle free air kind of setups, and they sound amazing when done right. I would at least, you know, if it's 1500 RMS pair collectively, I would probably go with at least 800 RMS or 1000 RMS, just so that you have all the headroom you need. You're never clipping, but you're not so much power where it's like, well, full tilt boogie. I feel like you're going to run into mechanical limits before you're going to run into thermal limits, regardless, free air or not, because of just, or not, but because it's free air versus a box. Box, you could run into thermal and mechanical. It depends which way you look at it, but of course, all factors not being equal, because they never are, but you get what I'm saying. You're going to run into mechanical limit before you run into power limit, so which is power handling, but still, all that power, it's going to make it move more and still run into mechanical problems. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Ashy, for your question. Appreciate you, man. I'm going to go be giving a kicker prototype for Andy's 10,000th subscriber show, subs or mids, not sure yet. Thank you, Ashy. Between you and Kip's giving away some stuff for the 9,000 milestone that we hit. I mean, I'm going to try to, I don't know if I'll be able to do 10,000 by December. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Unfortunately, you know, YouTube is liking shorts, and well, we're the opposite of that, but still, thank you guys for contributing to the show, man, and that is going to be one lucky person. Thank you for being here, Chad. Appreciate all the guys that always tune in, hang out with me, and I know some of you guys know this stuff, but some that are watching, got a little app that shows me who's watching. I can see every person that's ever watched. It's pretty cool. And I'm like, oh, look, I don't even know who that guy is. So if you're new, smash the like, say hi. Appreciate you for being here, guys. Thank you, Chad, for always hanging out. The old days of pressure sensing sensors to measure SPL was a huge difference how they measure today. And that's something too that I might as well touch on since we're here. So with the old SPL, the audio precision, you know, and versus now what they have, and I feel like, you know, it can be with weight team, but at the same time, I feel like things were skewed. It's a rabbit hole, not getting into it today, but we're going to dig in more into it when we have even more information. But when I got into this rabbit hole, I'm like, oh, that's why scores were higher. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. And either way, SPL, at the end of the day, when they first did the Fletcher-Munson curve, was all relative of what they thought was louder, or the same loudness at different frequencies, you know, back in 1930s, and they revamped it, but still, it's off someone's opinion. Like, there is a very hard way to judge loudness. And that's another thing, too, with the loudness button that you see on radio. Everyone's like, oh, why do you got your loud button on? You know, it's not your bass boost, but loudness button helps for low-level listening because your ears, have a harder time hearing lows and highs. So it bumps those up. But if you turn the volume all the way up, everything becomes flat anyway. But it kind of has a purpose. All right, so let's try something above 40 hertz. Thank you for tuning in, Nilo. I come from audio control meter days. I know. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. And even back then, you know, to be able to measure your system was kind of groundbreaking with that kind of, you know, technology. You guys back then that were running on the audio control, you know, you didn't have 20,000 watt amplifiers, just didn't exist. So still, it was cool to see some numbers count up, and I mean, it's not terribly off. I feel like at some point Term Lab maybe was cranked a little high, or maybe that was cranked a little high compared to now, but still, you know, we made up for it. We got more woofers. We got more power available. We'll just get that score higher anyway. We'll be all right. Thank you for tuning in, Nilo. Thank you for tuning in, Kyle. Again, man, my mouse is twitching over here. Thank you for tuning in, Blake. Appreciate you, man. How's DD treating you? Miss you, buddy. All right, cool. So let's test a higher frequency to see if it's kind of the same. So let's do 60 hertz. Definitely not wasted information at all. We're going to reset this. Pause this. Reset that. All right. Let's do it. 60 hertz. This thing might not move too much. All right, so as you can see, that thing's reading pretty high already. 118. 121. But I feel like it's actually reading better now because look, it's closer. It's half the distance to the goal, you know? And it's 2 to 3 dBs louder. Kind of makes sense. But either way, at a higher frequency. I don't know how too many people are playing 60 hertz here. Let's see, we're going to turn it up more. Oh, that's a lot of power. 129, and we got, oh, I forgot to turn my peak hold on. No! Scientifically incorrect. Let's do it again. Whoa! That buddy was moving. 135.19 and 130. Either way, it just can't read over 130 dBs. I feel like that's the biggest takeaway from all this, is no matter what, don't use those. I mean, it can kind of tell you a peak. Not super accurate, but check this out. What we're going to do, and that's the thing, well, I don't have that, oh, shoot, I forgot. I cropped everything so you could see it. So you can't see the spectrum analyzer. But either way, you can kind of get a peak frequency of your build because that still does pick up SPL to a point, as you've seen, but nothing over 130 dB. All right, let's see. I did have this over here. This was the weighting that I was talking about. The C weighting is pretty much what the SPL lab and term lab stuff uses. Z weighting is no filtering. A weighting, I got a video for that. And right here is pretty much the ISO 226, aka the Fletcher Munson curve that was originally was. And as you can see there, on the lower side of the frequencies there, as you see, everything's higher, you know? And it's because we can't hear those as well. But everything around the 1,000 to 5,000 hertz frequency, we can hear very well. And that's where the weighting kind of pulls everything down because we can't hear that as much. But with SPL and this stuff, we're not comparing it like that. We're just not. Thank you for liking the live Hertz Custom Audio on TikTok. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Does anyone remember the Cathedral Sound Enhancer from Audio Control? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for being here, El Fuego. I love you, buddy. Let's see. Cool. All right. I feel like that covered a lot of this. You know, it wasn't a super deep subject. I mean, it kind of was because there's a lot here. We'll just head over here. Actually, you know what? Just because I want to see this thing flex. Let's just get this. Let's just get this guy going here. Ready? He likes 20 hertz. I like 20 hertz. Come on. Come on. I know that's what you guys really came for. Just the subflex. There we go. Oh, of course we gotta restart this. Let's try 20 hertz. All right, 119. Oh, forgot to put this one up here. There we go, 96. I mean, it doesn't pick up too well below 40 hertz, does it? Still only at 96. Meanwhile, this thing's reading 121. I don't know why my power is not resetting. I gotta redo a whole thing. There we go. 39 watts. That thing is booking. I love this little 8, man. It is beefy. It is beefy. See, we're still at 96. Is this thing even on? It's not picking up anything. Let me turn it down. Maybe it froze. Did it freeze? Maybe it froze. I think it froze. It wasn't on. Look at that. And that peak's not on either. There we go. Let's turn it up. I was gonna say it did read it, not that terribly. Oh, look at those eyes. I see them on the screen. Would you look at that? All right, so we're kind of close there. 120 dBs. 124. Maybe it's working. Look at that. Just look at it. I think we got a little bit of clipping going on here, Batman. Either way, so we got a 129 out of that and 125. Maybe it even works with the wasted information. But again, it's like you're still stuck under 130 dBs, and that's no bueno for bass systems. It's not ideal. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do, that's that one. What we're gonna do is head back over, and I got a quick video I want to show you guys with the handheld version. Come on over here, Ernie. With the handheld version meter versus, come on down. What are you looking at, Ernie? Come on, man. Over here. All right, cool. Versus the SPL lab, because that one's got the A weighting. This one you were able to switch to the C weighting, which was very beneficial for what we were trying to do tonight. All right, cool. And like, I love how it picks me up. Hello! Look at that, it's getting loud. Whole 85 dBs in here. Okay, cool. Thank you, William. Love you, buddy. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. It was moving that 20 hertz though. It's a beefy 8, man. I could just imagine if they made an L7X8. Not that they ever do that, you know. Radio Shack had an analog meter back in the day that measured up to 130 dB, was suitable for a lot of us. And back then, maybe you were only 130 dB. And that's totally fine, you know, because you didn't have too much options back then. We are definitely spoiled today, Nilo. We are spoiled. Let's see. All right, cool. What I'm going to do now is, because I got to be bougie, we're going to switch. Try not to double there for a second. Bada bing, bada boom. Ah, there we go. Back at home. Crank up the gain. We're good. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Basshead 30. I appreciate you guys. You know, tonight's topic, it's like, it was very simple. Obviously, don't use the phone meter apps, but at the same time, everybody that's new to the hobby, they're like, well, how many dBs is your system, bro? I don't know. Is there an app for that? Or it's the question of like, what app is that? And someone's using either the SPL lab or the SSA wireless bass knob, and it has an app to it, but it's not just that. It's the microphone. The microphone is the most important thing with all this. Even if you had the A weighting on that thing, it would still be able to measure higher SPL numbers, even though that the weighting scale would be incorrect for how we judge loudness for bass. It's the microphone. It's literally the microphone. Weighting is important, but it's the microphone, man. 100%. And that's why you're paying hundreds of dollars for a SPL metering setup, let alone everything else with the RTA and, you know, everything else that you can do, but versus your phone. You know, you can use other microphones instead of your phone microphone, but you're still going to be capped at a certain point because of the diaphragm of that microphone. Let's see. Thank you for tuning in, Dusty. Appreciate ya. Let's see. Still have the Radio Shack one. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Phone mic is basically a coil glued to a napkin. Oh, yeah, I could definitely read 180 dBs. No problem. You know what? That's the thing whenever I had my phone and I would record like let me think. Which build did it? I want to say it was Travis Young's, or might have been Scott Lott's. I don't know. Or I don't know if it was Soda. Soda's not that loud. After a while of getting in cars, maybe now it wasn't Joby's, because I don't think Joby was that loud at that higher frequency quite yet like he is now. But I took my phone in there and, you know, I'm videos taping stuff and putting my phone right by the speakers into the port and just all different ways. And after I went to a few shows, this was my last phone, I swear the microphone didn't work as good. Like listening to me or recording something, I think I broke something in there from that. So how is that going to measure any kind of bass? It's just not. It's just not, man. It's pretty much a napkin in there. Bad Customs. I can't even remember what I did with the Cathedral. I haven't seen that thing in ever. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm definitely looking it up. El Fuego! To me, with my budget, chasing the cool old school factor in a build is funner than chasing a DB number. And that can't be any more true, El Fuego. And at the end of the day, it's your system. It doesn't really matter what somebody else thinks about it. It's always a plus if they're like, man, you loud, bro. Or that sounds good, bro. But it really doesn't matter because it's your system. You're the one listening to it every day. And a score isn't going to make you feel any different. I mean, a little bit. It puts a chip on the shoulder that doesn't need to be there. I'll tell you that. And then when it isn't, then you're sad for no reason. Meanwhile, your system was just as loud before you metered it. And that's why the number doesn't really matter so much. Because sound and loudness it's relative, man. It really is. I'm 99% sure that 8 could take more power. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, it's 450 RMS, and that amplifier is a 600.1, so to get that 450, and I don't know what the rise was on that. See, 25 divided by 4, but that was a 22 hertz, so it's probably a little bit lower than that, so like 3. So, like, yeah, time half, or not half, but you know what I'm saying. A little bit of rise there, but probably 30 hertz is probably at least times 2, times 3, 6 ohms, so... that was probably clipping at 450 watts, but yeah, they can take power. Anything can take power as long as you're not clipping it, but only up to a certain point and a certain duration. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this. I mean, I did show it off. It was in the back of the screen the whole time there. Nate, there's your kicker, bro. I'm sorry. I tried to fix it. I tried looking at it, and then I just said, you know what? It looks good like that. I don't know if you could use it for something. I was going to make it a clock, and then I tried something else with something else, and it just didn't work, and that's what we got. That's what we got. 2,000 watts on that thing, but whenever you buy used, you're always taking a chance, and the guy was really cool about it, and you know, you do testing ahead of time, but you never know how much tread is left on that tire. And took about 35 seconds, and I didn't smell anything, and I felt terrible. I'm like, I don't blow speakers, like, unless I'm intentionally doing it, or I got a 10,000 watt Warhorse amp on it. Like, I just don't do that. And, well, you get it down from another hand-me-down. You don't know what you're getting. Guy took care of us, and we're gonna get something else. You live and you learn, but it's still, how much power can it take for how long? That's the thing, man. That's the thing. It could be the cleanest power, but if it's too much for too long, it's going to be catastrophic. I know. Clock. Where clock? What are you talking about? Over here. Oh yeah, we do have a kicker clock here. We do have a kicker clock. I perfectly salvaged that surround too, and I took it apart, and I was kind of upset because I'm like, it could have been a really nice kicker clock. But yes, clock. I had Dara mids in the dash on my Mustang. They were great. Targa mids. I've never heard of that. I have never heard of those. Call me young. Eco Outdoor says, I'll take the 50% off. I'm ready for a kicker order in my 2024 Super Duty crew cab. You guys got like 10 more minutes or so to enter the giveaway. Kicker.com/UMweekly. You might get a chance to win a 50% off discount code, and it'll go a long way, man. When you realize everything is half off, you're like, wow. I could buy 2 woofers. I could buy 12 woofers and a t-shirt, 2 t-shirts for the price of 1, you know, or whatever. It gets kind of crazy. But whoever gets it this time, man, congratulations. We've had, I want to say 20, 25 El Fuego winners of the 50% off discount code. What is that, a $10 super chat? Would you look at that? It's no, it's not Friday. It's Tuesday.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, El Fuego. I was looking for your comment there, man. It's only Tuesday, and I need the Friday. Oh, he needs the Friday song to get me through the end of the week. Something about that song, I don't know. Kayla showed me that video one time. I'm like, dude, I am using that. So I guess it was some band she used to listen to. It's motivational though, man. It is. Thank you so much, El Fuego. Damien has been a member for 1 month. Congratulations, Damien Stewart. Oh man, you just gotta look at it. You just got
Another cool pick.
Would you just look at it?
And look at that.
Just
look at that. You gotta look at it. This guy works with me. I know this weekend has been crazy. We had John over here playing with some kickers on the side. I was thinking about having them over, but I'm like, man, tonight's kind of, it's a lot of, wine and grind and just getting this out here, testing stuff. But it was awesome hanging out with him this weekend and always hanging out with you, Damien. All you guys being here. Thank you. 500 cent. Was it Facebook stars? Let me take a look. I don't know. I wish. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, it never shows Facebook. It might pop up there. I do have it over there. Right here. Thank you, Nilo, for sending 500 Facebook stars. I forget what is that. That's $5. That's a $5 super chat. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You gotta look at it this way, okay? You just gotta look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Thank you, Nilo. Appreciate you, man. You are awesome. And thank you for sending it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's all working on there. Okay, cool. No, that did work. That says 500 cents. So that is the super chat on Facebook. That is the stars of that right there. Okay, so I learned something today. At least that's working, because that didn't work with StreamYard. So that's cool that that's coming through on the stuff that I got this. So thank you so much for supporting and being here. Just being here, buddy. And good luck. I know you guys got Mecca World Finals coming up. And, I went to 1 year. I would love to go again. I know they got a little bit further this year. It's not in Kentucky no more. But either way, an awesome venue to just be at, hang out. I think it's cool, man. Just to see the loudest of the loud. Congratulations to everyone that wins. Congratulations. All right. Fuego getting his care package Friday is why. Yeah, I'm not old enough to remember Targa. All right, let me show you that video. Let me pull this up here. And I have a few other things that I want to... Oh, it's right there. There it is. Sorry, I just had a lot of things here. And I wanted to make sure this. And I'm going to see if I got time. I'm going to throw up some of the stuff you guys sent me to throw up on the upload section. But here's the video here. Is this going to work? Yeah, it's way too big because I mess with that. But anyway, here's the video. I'm going to show like 30 seconds of it or so of with the handheld SPL meters versus the SPL. Have you guys ever used one of these handheld meters or maybe a meter on your phone? We're going to test it, literally the difference. And to be honest, I look tired. This isn't all that bad, but let's check out how they actually work. So we got this guy here. This is the SPL Lab metering software. Meter right there. Not ideal for actually testing, but we're just going to see the difference between the two here. Now this meter here is stuck with the A weighting. And as you can see, we're doing 120 dB, 110 on that meter. 122, 110. It's because the lower frequencies, it's not saying it's loud because our ears do not hear it. And even if it was tit for tat like it was over here with the C weighting, it still would only be limited to 130 dBs. And then here I just give it some beans. Like, yeah, that thing is just maxing out. Like, that is not right whatsoever. Like 112 dBs, bro. That's all I'm doing. That's it. This guy only read 112 dB. Thank you for clarifying. Reading 148. Thank you for clarifying. But still, you know, I wanted to show that because it's like, it doesn't work, you know. But even if it did, the microphones are a limitation. Your phone is the limitation. So go out, buy an SPL lab, buy a term lab, buy an SSA lab, buy a real meter, because even if you compete, say, well, I compete, I don't need my own meter. I can go to Mecca, I can find out. I can go to Team SPL, I can go to Base Wars, I can go wherever. I can use SAC, ISAC, every DB direct. You still want a meter, because especially if you're doing that, because you need to test, man. You need to test. And it's a tool that you're always going to have. You're always going to have it, man. And it's nice to know you can meter other people's systems, man. It will pay for itself, I'm telling you. Or you can just be a nice friend. Phil might get Bobby featured. Oh, would you look at that? Thank you, Got Loud, for the $10 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
This is what makes time travel possible.
Look at that
Flux
capacitor.
capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, Got Loud. Appreciate you, man. And Cookie is just having a ball over there. Full tilt boogie in it. And, yes, the subsonic super chat. Would you just look at it? Oh, man. That thing is going full peak to peak, too, you know. I would say after a few shows, this thing's going to be loosey-goosey. But this is how you break in a woofer, you know? That's how you break it in. Or you can just play music normally, and it would probably break in just as fine. Either way. I feel like I want the whole shot. There we go. There we go. That's cool. Let's see. Audio Dad, thank you for liking on Facebook, TikTok. It's so weird streaming on TikTok, but it's cool that it works. Dobby said, share this video with friends, bro. Try to get Andy to 10K. Man, you know, I appreciate you guys. Share it in some Facebook group. Annoy them. Get it out there. But this is quality content. We're not just sitting here talking about just car audio drama. We're not sitting here talking about nonsense. I try to bring on something to the show to give you guys, and even if you already know it, you know, a platform for somebody else that doesn't, and you say, hey, I found a video of this guy explaining it A to Z, bada bing, bada boom. Thank you, Dubby. More people need to learn how to find resonant frequency on their vehicles. Let the car work for you. And bingo, man, because it's literally you're working against yourself when you're not trying to match with the resonant frequency of the vehicle with the enclosure and the airspace that you're taking up, because you put a bigger box in the car, you're actually shrinking your cabin. So there's a lot of factors with it, and you need to learn to not fight physics if you're trying to do SPL and stuff along those lines. And sometimes if you don't want it to be peaky, you don't make it close to the resonant, because it's going to be louder and with a sharper roll off. It's just like an enclosure. There's other factors with, you know, which way everything's loading, doors open, doors shut, what have you. But still, right, it's something that's important, how to find that with your system. And you can do it with the handhelds to a point. I wouldn't recommend it, but I've done it before I ever metered. I knew I was loudest at 54 hertz because of that thing over there. And then I went and metered, and I did a 140 at the headrest first time and a 144 in the kick or something like that, or 142. But still, it was telling me I was doing, like, you know, 112 dB. It's like, I was like, man, I'm not even loud. Okay, am I doing something wrong? Because it was before really the Facebook days were popping. I mean, 2016, but still, I wasn't in that scene on Facebook, so I didn't see everybody, posting up their scores like it is today. Now even now, even though it's everywhere today, if you don't know, it's hard to get in that circle. So share this to a friend, maybe they can get into the circle and learn the resonant frequency and everything alongside. Thank you. Appreciate you, Nilo. Question, how loud do you need to be in order to have a block beater or a street beater? So to be like street beating. I feel like it's like when we talked about the meter. Does it matter? You know, I feel it depends with you. You know, each person's going to have their own, man, that's loud or that's whack. You know, depending your level. But to the average person, I feel like if you have a 140 dB system coming down the block, like, you know, depending frequency too. If you got something smacking at 50 hertz, just higher frequencies, for some reason, I don't know, it just kind of travels a little bit further, even though it's not thunderous, like a 30 hertz kind of note, but still. I feel like you could be quieter with something that plays a little bit higher, big SUV, and just all the sounds escaping the vehicle. I feel like that's a thing too. It's like park and pound, crowd loud, whatever, but you're driving down the street and different vehicles are going to be louder. Like my Eclipse is not loud on the outside of the car. Yet my Pilot is quieter and it's way louder outside the vehicle. There's more things that can be opened, and that alongside with the loading properties and just how that enclosure works in my Cookie Monster car. It almost kind of, not really, but kind of sort of works like a 6-order band pass. And just, you know, small car, big box. Open it up, it's loud, but, you know, not as loud as, you know, coming down the street with the Pilot, you know, with the quad box, 49 hertz, 150s, doors wide open, big SUV, huge cabin. That's almost like the extra enclosure. It's like, rather than a negative ratio, it's a positive ratio of like a 1-3, 1-4, 1-5 versus Cookie Monster. It's like a 1-1, you know, and just how SPL travels outside a vehicle. So street beating, I feel like it depends on that. Because like I said, my Cookie Monster ain't loud, bro. Like, it's loud. When you get in the car, it's like, holy crap, what is that? But when you're outside the car, I don't know if it's Jag, I don't know if it's quality of the car design. It doesn't really vibrate. I mean, it beats the crap out of things like the mirror and stuff, but it doesn't sound bad coming down the street. My camera's about to shut off. Why is it turning red on me? Why are you turning red on me, sir? I seen that. I'd say at least a 140, you know, to at least be heard a block or two away. Thank you, El Fuego. He shared a live. I know, at least TikTok and Facebook, you guys can share the lives, you know, to bring more people in. YouTube, it's kind of limited. Most people do watch on YouTube here, but either way, I appreciate you for sharing there. EXO has a video of cabin frequencies. I know, and the easiest way to kind of get an idea, you can measure it, but at the same time, you can put a single 12-inch enclosure in your car. Try to get, you know, the total Q of the box around 0.707. Perfect box, right? And then put that, you know, whichever way you plan on putting the box and firing it that way. Or to get it kind of just where it works, put your system in there and just play frequencies up and down. Windows up, doors open, different variants. Meter shouldn't really make too much of a difference. Sometimes down in the kick, you might be like a hertz or two lower sometimes. It all depends. That's just from what I've tested with multiple systems, multiple people's stuff. But you can find resonant frequency pretty easily with your setup. And all it's going to do is when you look at the RTA, the spectrum analyzer, literally the 20 hertz, 30, 40, 50, 60 hertz little chart there, whichever one's the loudest, it kind of gives you an idea. So test tones are important. The best test tone software app, if you're using your phone, is the just literally the I don't even know what it's called. Test tone something, man. I paid $2 for this thing. It's everywhere. It's Apple, Android. Pay for it. It's 100% worth it, rather than going on YouTube or playing, you know, just songs trying to figure that out, because you're never going to get it. Sorry, excuse me. All right, cool. So we shared that. Let me look at my list here. Let me look at my handy dandy notebook. Fletcher Munson, huh? All right, cool. All right, we already went over pretty much all this stuff. The loudness, A weighting, C weighting. Let me look at... Okay, there was one thing that I thought was pretty cool. It's called G weighting, and it's 8 hertz to 40 hertz. I don't know if you're still watching, Adam, but I mean, I'm cool with that. I mean, like, I feel like G weighting is the perfect way to measure what we do. You know, everything below 40 hertz. Right on the head. And you can find a lot of information, the stuff that I looked up all here tonight, in the YouTube description. I have 2 links there, both from Wikipedia, but like there's a lot of different venues you can go down to just see the different pros and cons with everything that there is with what we talked about and how your ears hear, and with the weighting and the SPL, and we talked about the microphones. I feel like we covered this show very well, and we're right at the hour and 5-minute mark, so it's time to draw a winner. Let's see, how many do we got? 70 potential winners. 43 of you guys are here right now. I need to see something here. All right, who do we got? Who do we got? Cool. Well, I'm going to draw this for now. As she says, if I can get a 140 or 145 dB out of my SQ install, I'd be totally happy. My days of making the traffic around me tone deaf are pretty much over now. I mean, you know, I only bump in public and daytime. But I do gotta love when it's like, it's not a really loud system, or maybe it's just halfway up or something, but it's kind of loud. And I still get a kick out of it. You know, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to listen to my music. You get the little pull up. You know, they're already at the red light. They do the little pull up. Like, they're going to get farther away from the bass. But I get it, man. I get it. You don't want to be a jerk, but at the same time, we love our music loud. So, bass respectively if you can. Man, maybe I should release some of the low power stuff I have been sitting on. CM enclosure. He's ready to liquidate. Yeah, sealed enclosure like that .707. That's ideal, but then that's the thing too. I mean, to find your resonance, sure. But from my understanding is, say you find your resonance, say it's like 54, 55, 60 hertz, you know, smaller car, whatever. And then you put a box in there, it takes up, you know, I don't know, 10 cubic feet, 8 cubic feet. You shrunk that, and you shrunk that cabin. So then you almost have to take that into effect. It's like, well, maybe it's not 54, it's 50, well, 56, you know, it's going up, it's getting smaller, you know. So it's not 100% foolproof, but you can get the bass pretty close. But I feel like either way, you know, to kind of get the resonant frequency rather than just the peak with that enclosure, because they're going to be different. But then you'll notice by using that sealed box, you'll put in something different. You're like, well, I was peaking at 54. This box, I'm peaking 45. It's a big box, and it's tuned to around 36. Maybe I need to tune even lower so that my peak's around 40 hertz to be more of a demo vehicle, or even lower. And that's the thing, too, with, like, wall builds. You know, it's not just the tuning that makes the dictation of how low it's going to play. You know, Jake would love me for that. Absolutely, Nilo. I do a perfect and fill enclosure will be close to the cabin FS. Yes. I do a perfect cubic foot, and fill with the enclosure will be close to my cabin resonance frequency. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it clean. Appreciate you on TikTok there. 158 to 160 is loud. Bobby B's on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Ryan, it's all right. It's all right. Not too late, though. Thanks for being here tonight, buddy. Oh, yeah, this guy's asking about L7X18 stuff. Nothing has been spoken of a date. They're in the works of it. Steve talked about it, but, man, when it does come, get ready. Get ready. Thank you, Highly Educated Films. Appreciate you for tuning in. You know, we're here every Tuesday and Friday, but every other Tuesday, we do a giveaway. The other Tuesday, Kicker does a giveaway. Check them out. Kicker.com, Kicker Unmasked. Every Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern. Either me or them are live. And everyone's asking for those 50% off discount codes. I'm like, listen, you gotta look at the show. I'm like, hey, can I get the code? Hey, can I get the code? Hey, can I get the code? Doesn't end. You gotta watch the show. You gotta enter the giveaway every Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern. Appreciate you guys for being here. T. Corley, I'm a little late to the show. Well, the best thing about it, you can always rewatch it. And tonight was pretty cool. I think I learned something because I used the A weighting, handheld one. Maybe it was A and C, but it didn't get anywhere close, as you can see. And using just the C weighted versus the SPL, and with my phone right at the port, it kind of got closer than I thought it was going to, and it was pretty almost the same. Like, it would go up 2 dBs, it'd go up 2 dBs on the other one. I'm like, what? It's working. It's working. Not really. Yes, up into 130 dBs. And then who knows how accurate you are before that. So either way, cool information. I learned something. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Wait, where's he going? Where's he going? See you guys. I wouldn't do that to you. All right, let's do these winners here. Oh. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, boom, 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 bop, bop, boom. Let's see. I am going to... These are good. I'm going to turn up the background music a little bit here for you guys. Should still be able to hear me. Thank you for tuning in, Eric. So it's not as boring while I am firing up the Rigomatic 3000. This thing is, it's on its last leg. Might need an update here soon, but it's running all right. Ah. Okay. Appreciate you guys hanging out on TikTok. That's cool. Excuse me. Okay. Aha. Ho, ho, ho. Thought you'd buy me on that one, huh? Kicker needs to bring back the goal letter 18 in 8-inch. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be awesome. I mean, the 15 is awesome. I will be doing a video on that. My Volvo is almost done to compare the two. But, corny! Alright, there goes the auto comments. They're done. They're done! I thought I could trust you guys. Of course it'd be Kyle. Of course it was Kyle. Tone Deaf has taken on such a new meaning these days. Miss the old days. Exactly, man. And that's where the relativeness comes into play with how loud is loud, what is a street beater, what is loud, and it's all you, man. Oh, it's because of Cornut. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's okay. Highly educated film. My buddy has some kicker comp 2s. 12s. I think they are still going strong. Crazy how much music they have played, and they were his brothers. One thing about kicker, no one can take away. Even if they say, oh man, the stuff they make at Walmart's not the same, when it's literally the same thing. Or my kicker's blue, whatever. They last. When you play them right, they will last forever. Thanks for being here, Highly Educated Films, and I love hearing that story because it's a lot of people that come up to me either in person, live streams, whatever. Man, my brother's cousin, whatever situation, had kickers, and to be associated with this company in any form of the factor is it's truly been an honor over these past 4 years. And no, thank you for being here. Thank you for telling me your story. I appreciate all you guys. Let's do the giveaways here. I'm trying to do it, but you know how I do stuff. It's like, well, we got to talk. We got to answer some questions. We got some new guys here. Got to say hello. Everyone say hello to him. Thanks for being here, guys. On a Z rating, I will get a 132 with the Decibel X on my phone. I mean, you can turn the Z on and just hope for the best. Thank you for tuning in, Lazy Mofo. That Z rating is zero filtering. Think of it that way. A weighting is kind of the Fletcher Munson curve, pretty much, and the 206 ISO of what our ears hear. So it's harder for us to hear lower frequencies because when it comes to lower frequencies, sometimes we're not even hearing sound. It's just we're hearing pressure because of our, eardrum. You know that thing. Yeah. Let's see. El Fuego, the Livin Loud Andy Show and his chat crew is the best as always. See you on Friday. Make sure you tune in on Friday. We have fun here. And Tuesday on Kicker, man. Appreciate you for that, El Fuego. And you have been one of the staples, have been with us since day one. I appreciate you so much, buddy. 140 dB up is loud, whether we like to admit it or not. 100%, man. And that's why I said, like, 140 is like, you're coming down the block, you got something in there. A 130, it could possibly still almost sound like a stock system, but a nice one. But you can tell it's nothing huge. And that 140 was, you know, my first rating and what I was running around with for 5-6 years with the Solo X18 on just one Kenwood 9106D, 9104D, 900 RMS. And it was enough until I knew there was more. That was the problem with that. Once you start seeing the big stuff, you're like, oh, so you don't put car batteries in your trunk. You don't put a Marine Deep Cycle in your trunk. Oh, you don't, wait, how, RMS? What? Well, I knew what RMS was, but my amp says it's 2500 RMS, but it's got 330 amp fuses. What do you mean? You know, you start learning that stuff and you get nose deep into it real quick, man. You get real, what am I thinking? You just get hooked. When you get hooked, you get hooked. All right. Got that one. Here I'm talking, my music's probably blaring. Can you guys even hear me? Excuse me. Roger that. You know, let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, it's rigged. I'm getting it right in the face. That's funny. Oh, man. Yep. Yep, it's going to be a good one, guys. All right. Let's type these in. CAE, thanks for being here, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. All right, I'm going to pull this up here, make sure I got everything. Let's do third place. Let's type this in here. You know, I could just read them off. I know you guys like to see your name, though. You know, and just to be sure. Okay, okay. Second place. Stu won again. Stu! Cornet won again. Cornet has enough Bluetooth bullfrogs to have proper 7.1 surround sound in his house. Second. Okay. No, that's their email. I need their name. That? Oh, would you just look at it? Third place. Thank you, Cornut.
Cornut. He does traveling installs.
I can't. Thank you, Cornut. He's like, put one in. Just one more entry in there. One more. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. And Bobby B, no promises. Car audio enthusiast, what's up, Andy? What did you break? Hopefully not the suspension, because this speaker just keeps going, man. Just keeps going. And it's taking it. That is literally 12 hertz. I don't really know if it gets much more wasted information than that. Thank you for being here tonight, man. Okay. You know, I am the worst multitasker. I don't know how I do this stuff. I really don't. I do. I survive. But it's fun. Oh, you know what? I know that last name. I think they're related. I think they're related. It has to be. I don't know. Well, we can't put the last name, so you guys aren't going to know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's perfect. Maybe it's perfect. Cornut, cornut, cornut. All right, cool. So I got that. Now we need to type in. Okay. If you guys think you won, type, I think I won. We'll see who's right. You could type in who won if you don't think it was you. I mean, we already have a few cornuts there. All right. I keep thinking that I'm done. I'm not. Thank you for donating. You guys broke that thing last Friday. Literally broke it. It was out of polls from Google. It was like, no, that is all you're getting. Oh, BT. He's like, oh, I got to get it going for the green team. Like, you know what? He is coming. He is coming for Baba.
Green team.
Thank you so much, Cornut. Brian Townsend for the gifted memberships. I don't know why this isn't coming up here. It was just there. Let me pull this up here. What? It ain't coming up on my side. It's a little delayed, but I've seen it. Thank you, Brian. I know Baba's right now at 390, but we have everybody on the list down there that pops up. Oh, man, it's just going. Someone did something else. What did you guys do? What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. Baba Ghosts and real life title. All right, let's see. This is so far behind because I went to do that. Thank you, William. I appreciate you. Great show as always, Andy. Why, you're the true rock star. Thank you, Will, and thank you always for being here, hanging out with me in the Kicker Cave. All you guys, thank you for watching. All right. We did second place, right? Yes. Third place is done. Second place is done. Man, that thing just keeps going. What are you guys doing? Stop it. Bullfrog 100. Okay. Okay. This town is... Nah, I don't want to give it away. Because you know which one I'm doing. You're going to be like, I don't live there. I can't give it away yet. Okay. I think it's still going. What are you guys doing? What is happening? What is happening? I don't even see anything coming up. Maybe it might be 30 seconds for each dollar or something because that literally stopped and then it was like, all right, now we go again because that's how I have it. Because last time they just kept cutting each other off. Now it's like concurrent, or consecutive, should I say? Yeah, consecutive. I don't like Cookie Monster. I just don't like Cookie Monster. You can't skip leg day, man. I wonder how many reps he's doing. Well, if it's 12 hertz, so that's 12 times 60. How many reps in a minute? You know, I don't know. That's a. Oh my goodness! Would you look at that? It's still. Thank you for donating. Who donated now? I'm not seeing anything on my side for some reason. I don't know why this is. Unless that's on TikTok or something. It might be on TikTok. Maybe that's what it's triggering. Point it and click it. It'll eventually work out. Keep it. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, because we got a rose. We got 5 fingers. A GG. A gimme the vote thing. Thank you guys for donating on TikTok. That is cool. That is cool. So maybe that's what's coming through, dude. That's crazy. Thank you guys. I think I won. K20 Turbo says, I think I won. I hope you won, sir. Because, you know, your names aren't always YouTube names. I don't know your exact name. And I typed in most of them other than the 50% off discount code. Which, yes. Yeah, I think it's still going. I don't see anything. Because I have this. Let me make this big. Yeah, we got... Yeah, Cornut and then BT. Maybe it just did 5 of them for each gifted membership. If that's the case, Oh my gosh. Kicker card. This thing's going to be going for the next 10 minutes then. That's what's going to happen. Let's find out. Thank you, Kicker Car. Gifted 20 Green Team memberships, man. Thank you, buddy.
I don't care what you say about kickers. This guy is a difference maker.
Yeah, I think it's going to do 30 seconds for everyone. Let's see if it keeps going. That's why I didn't see anything. Oh, this poor sub. Oh, my goodness. I mean, if it does it like that, maybe we'll have to cut it down to like 10 seconds or something, because that's crazy. But that's cool. So thank you for the $20 just gifting Green Team memberships. Man, I got a message again this morning. Someone else gifted a Green Team membership. Happy to be here. It is the best kind of sharing of the channel so people can find and learn new things about car audio and Kicker and like what you guys are doing here right now. See, look, that thing is going. Yeah, it's literally going to do 30 seconds for every gifted membership. Yes. That poor subwoofer. All right, let's see. I want a Bluetooth from the Midwest. Thank you for just being here, Garrick. All right, so these are automatically going on. Where are we at? We are there. Who won so far? I'm getting there. I'm milking it. Well, one, I'm just looking at this Kicker just going, and we're figuring something out. I wanted to fix that because, you know, just so they don't get overlapped. Oh, yeah, look at that. Just look at it. Just look at it. We all do win, Fee. We all win. Fee. I did it. Thanks for being here, man. I miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, bud. Oh, you gotta look at it. Yes, and thank you to Kicker, man, for making this an opportunity where I get to give their stuff away for watching my show. And just thank you. Thank you for that. And Ernie, Roger, Steve, Colin. Well, we got a lot. I could literally list off every single one that I know. But they all have a part at Kicker. And thank you for keeping Kicking It with Andy kicking. Thank you, All Fuego. You help too, man. That sub needs to be folded. Cornet, Don Anders too. I would. Yeah, that's how he does it. So that's how he does it. Okay. I can. I'll keep an eye out for it. Roger says, I want the green. Let's see who got the green. Jetster, It's Big, 420. Blame Shane, Joshua Johnson, Genesis Myers, Rubion, Rubionion, that's the name, Sleepy Peppers, Matt D, Art, 504, bunch of them, man. Holy moly. Steve Smith. All right, let's type in the 50% off, because I know you guys like that one too. Oh. You know, sometimes you forget how to spell stuff, but then you're like, oh, I knew how to spell that. Just have to take a look at it. And we got 53 guys in here. Thank you for being here. Let's do the giveaways. All right. Thank you, Ashy. Thank you. Smash the like. How many likes do we got here? 50 likes. Man, you guys are awesome. We got 50 likes on YouTube. 53 concurrent watchers just on YouTube. I don't know how many we got everywhere else, but usually everybody comes to YouTube here, which is kind of the point. YouTube is OG. And yeah, we got 57 of you guys all together between TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you for being here. Let's do it. So, I mean, I sound like one of them TikTokers, like, oh, we're going to do it. You just never get to it. We're going to do it, actually. All right, so third place. TW1 headphones. These things are awesome. Wireless earbuds, Kicker t-shirt, swag pack, the whole nine. Third place, goes to, drum roll please, anytime now, Philip H. in Wandonga. I messed that up. Oklahoma. I don't know if I misspelled that or that's how the town is pronounced. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. Congratulations, Phil. 30,000 steps for Cookie, man. He is, I know, the suspension's going to be broken in. His legs are going to be nice and loosened up just for all the flexing, man. 100%. Thank you for donating. Thanks, the burning smells either the sub, voice coil, or Cookie Monster's quads. Oh my god. That's, you know what? I thought it was the coil. No, that's definitely his quads. Let's get a zoom in shot over there. Okay, cool. So, that was third place. Second place, EB400s. T-shirt, swag pack, goes to Yomera C. from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. You're going to like the EB400s, man. You're going to like them. Yeah, maybe we go like this. There we go. Let's get a little bit. Okay, cool. 55, you guys. We got 2 more prizes to go. We got the first place Bullfrog 100. And then we also got the 50% off discount code that I know a lot of you guys have been waiting to see if you won or not. First place with the Bullfrog goes to Chris R. from Omaha, Red Set, Nebraska. Congratulations, Chris. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for all watching. You're going to love that Bullfrog 100, man. They are awesome. Last prize, 50% off discount code. Anything at kicker.com. Livin Loud with Andy special giveaway. Thank you, Steve. And the guy that made this happen wasn't my idea. But thank you so much for making it a reality that we give a 50% off discount code. One-time use. This is the golden ticket for Kicker to buy anything at kicker.com. 50% off, and you know you're getting free shipping from Kicker. First place, 50% off discount code goes to, it is rigged, SJC. Mic drop. Done. Done. I'm telling you, that woofer's going to go for the 10 minutes. There we go. There we go. It's going. SJC won on Friday a Livin Loud 80 t-shirt. And now he won a 50% off discount code. I put that up right there. Yeah, that's good. There we go. I don't know what I was thinking. 50% off discount code. Anything at kicker.com. I know he's going to like it. I know he's going to like it. He's going to take a look at it and be like, I get to buy a lot of Kicker stuff. SJC for the win. For the win. There it is. Congratulations, everyone, for watching. You can always win next week. Tune in to Kicker Unmasked this Tuesday, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on the Kicker Audio YouTube channel. And catch us Friday as well. And we'll do an after show, of course, on Tuesday after the Unmasked show. So make sure you hang out for that. Without further ado, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everyone, for entering the contest. And may your odds be in your favor next time and rigged in your favor. Either way, thank you for watching. Love you guys. And as always, stay living loud. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. I mean, if he isn't here, he doesn't get it, right? Is that how that works? Nah, he gets it. SJC gets it. And that subwoofer is still flexing from that $20 Great Team gifted membership. It's poor sub.
So we're kicking it with
Love you
Andy,
guys.
right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Did you win the night 25? Did you win?
Make it late.
By the way, this subwoofer is still going. It's still, wait, yep, it's going again. All right, maybe 30 seconds is too long now. Maybe we're gonna have to do like 10 seconds per dollar. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Love you guys. Well, you know, he drives by base, Miami base. So I think they have a little bit of wasted information above 30,000 feet, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, it's still going. It is still going. It's going to keep going. I'm going to have to shut this whole studio down for this thing to stop. Cornut coming in at the caboose. Congratulations, SJC. Thank you, Cornut. And yes, congratulations, guys. Thank you, Lily T. Appreciate you. Thank you, Fee Fi Fo from Quad City. Appreciate you guys. And as always, stay living.